This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review the 80s horror classic Poltergeist. Plus, we remember the life and work of legendary movie poster artist Drew Struzan, reactions to the first trailer for the Game of Thrones spinoff on Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and a surprising rating for Predator Badlands, and more. All in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, October 20th, 2025.
This is Jason Hawes, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but nothing freaks me out like antique porcelain dolls. No, even worse, puppets. Puppets come into life. But that's impossible, right? Right, guys?
My spider shits are tingling.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
We heard it. We funny, disturb it. We chop it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Oh, what is up, listener? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And joining us, he's here. That's right. He puts the pole in Poltergeist. It's Rugboy. What's up, Rugs?
You got my pole and you got my geist.
Yeah, we got all the things and the tur in between. You can interpret that however you want. Whichever pole you want, whichever geist you want. I don't know what that means, but it was all I could think of.
What is a geist? It's a ghost, isn't it?
It's a geist. Geist, it's German for
sounds like
geist.
German for ghost.
It's German for ghost. You know what? I'm just going to say it's German for ghost. Look it up. And if it's not, don't write us. I don't care.
Polter is something about a chicken. So it's a
Polter
poultry
is
ghost.
Will Poulter.
Yes. Well, it's about a chicken ghost.
In Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, so it's a chicken ghost theme. Happy Halloween, everyone. I don't know what we're talking about. But
It's the ghost of the Colonel.
Okay. Oh, the KFC?
Yeah, Colonel Sanders.
Man, that guy's scary.
That's a German name, too. Sanders?
Sanders?
I don't know.
Everything's German.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just... And the colors of KFC are white and red.
Yes, it directly relates to the American flag.
They're Nazis. Oh, no.
I don't know.
The Germans.
We've gotten turned around. Let's just proceed.
Let's do the show.
We do have a fun horror Halloween themed movie and some fun news to discuss. Let's do it, you bastards.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
I misspoke. This first thing is not fun. It's very serious. And it's in remembrance of a legend that we actually lost last week. The passing of iconic legendary poster artist Drew Struzan, who died last week. He was 78. Earlier this year, his wife had revealed that he had been struggling with Alzheimer's for several years. But look, if you don't know the name, you have seen his work. I guarantee you everybody has seen his work. Everybody has felt something looking at his work. He's done posters for some of the biggest movies of all time. Of course, you know that. Star Wars, Back to the Future, Blade Runner, lots of stuff. What ties this to the show a little bit also is back in November of 2015. Remember, you guys, we had Eric Sharkey on.
That's right.
Guy I went to art school with at Pratt. Eric Sharkey had done the only documentary on Drew Struzan in 2013. Drew, the man behind the poster. So we had him on to talk about the documentary. He went on to do a documentary on Floyd Norman, Disney animator. The documentary is very good. And it's not a shock as his health was failing, I believe, right, Ruggs? But how do you feel after the passing of Drew Struzan? I want to talk about some of his favorite posters, what he meant to you.
Well, Drew Struzan was always in my life. I just didn't know it.
Right, exactly. He's been in everybody's lives.
And then when I started getting interested in the art and all that stuff, and I started researching all these artists because I was into like Boris Vallejo and Frank Frazetta and all these guys, I happened upon Drew Struzan, and I was just, wow, his technique is just so interesting. And he does the mountain of heads, but he does all these intricate designs. in his posters. And then when you look at his past work and his album cover work,
Yep.
it's just one after another, just amazing pieces and very memorable images. And then fucking lo and behold, Eric Sharkey does a documentary on this guy. And I love the documentary. It's great
Yeah, it's
because
really
you get
good.
to hear his whole story.
Yeah.
And he talks about his family and how like his parents didn't like him and he just fucking went out on his own. He was poor and he couldn't fucking afford food and he starved and he was literally a starving artist and he would rather buy paint than fucking eat.
Yeah.
Because he could get money from doing his work. And it was just an amazing story. And the fact that he was able to, because he was so talented, catch the eyes of all of these people. And all of a sudden people wanted to hire him. And he was the guy. And he only stopped working, not because he had no demand,
Yeah.
but because he couldn't work anymore.
Yeah, because he was getting ill. But in the 80s, you could not avoid seeing a Drew Struzan poster on a regular basis. Anthony, do you remember that episode? Did we make you watch this documentary? Do you remember any?
I
of
don't
this?
remember.
It was 10 years ago.
Was I on that show?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but the documentary is great. But do you see, what do you think of Drew Struzan's work? You've seen it. I actually have a link here. It's from artofthemovies.co.uk. It's all of his posters on one page.
I'm taking a look at it now, and I mean, Ruggs is right with the one comment that applies to me in that Drew Struzan has been part of my life. I just didn't know it.
Yep.
Right. So these posters that are iconic for me, you know, they all are created by him. So in a way, you know, I've seen his work, and his work has infiltrated me, even though I didn't know who the man is, and I'm not even sure if I was on that podcast that we had with him.
It was episode 54 for the listener. If you want to go back, search in the feed, episode 54.
Oh yeah, episode 54. I remember that
or
vividly.
you can go to jockandnerd.com/54.
Just like yesterday. It was
Yeah.
2000.
It was November
10 years ago.
Yes, November, almost exactly 10 years ago.
But the posters are great. They are very artistic. And you know, we always complain about the Marvel posters because it seems like they just photoshopped everything together. You can tell that these are, well, Photoshop didn't exist, right? So we know that's not the case. But yeah, I mean, he's made some of the most iconic ones ever. I mean, the one that caught my eye that I didn't know he had a part in was Risky Business.
You know what? I was scrolling through this and I thought exactly the same thing. I had no idea. And it's that cool close up of Tom Cruise's head with the sunglasses, right? Kind of fades
the lady
into,
on the car.
Yeah, fades into the bottom. And so there's a couple in here. I was like, oh, I didn't know he did it. This is a dying art form. There's a couple of guys still kind of keeping up the craft. There's this guy, Paul Shipper, and this other guy. But like you said, it's all Photoshop, big heads. Nobody does this anymore. But the likenesses that he was able to achieve, he would shoot a lot of reference from himself. The documentary, we really get to know the guy. He's a really cool guy. And it has some great stories. Ruggs, what are some of your favorites? Drew Struzan's here.
Oh, I love his Masters of the Universe poster. I love
poster's
the
amazing.
Thing poster. My favorite poster is Temple of Doom.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's the best poster that he's ever done. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom is amazing because it's got like the whole story in there, and it's just he's using like that technique where he uses like a pencil
right on top of like,
and
the
he's
paint.
hatching on top of it.
I love that. I love that. For
and
the little
it's just so signature Drew. I mean, Back to the Future, that poster looks like a photograph.
That is an icon. I love that. That whole idea. The pose is iconic.
Big Trouble Little China. Like, who could forget that poster?
That one's
Adventures in
great.
Babysitting.
I love the Avengers is great. I love the Goonies where they're all hanging off each other and into the distance with Blade Runner. It's fucking cinematic. He did
Coming to America.
Coming to America and First Blood. That poster for First Blood with that picture.
That's right.
Oh my God. One of the great stories, if you watch the documentary, you will hear the story about the poster for The Thing. Anthony, do you know about the story behind this poster?
No, I saw the movie.
Right. You know the poster, right? If I say the poster for The Thing, what do you see in your head?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, but yeah, it's the dude in the snow with the light coming out of his face.
So here's the story. Drew gets a phone call. We're remaking this movie called The Thing. We need a poster. Here's the catch. We don't have any footage or script or photos to send you. And we need it tomorrow morning. And he's like, okay. So he puts on this parka and shoots himself as reference and does this iconic image without any information. It's a very Magritte-like painting, and it's amazing, and you can't forget it. And even he's working on it the next morning when the delivery guy comes to pick it up. When they get it to the place that's going to shoot it, it's still fucking wet.
And it's acrylic. It's supposed to dry in an hour.
It was so fresh that the paint, they had to wait for it to dry before they could shoot it. But he did it without any information. This is how this man was a fucking genius. Like, it's just a great.
Well, he knew that image would just work.
Yeah. And you talk about a poster saying nothing but saying everything. It's so good. So, yeah, I mean, his work will be with us forever. And I wish they would kind of go back to this style.
You can find the documentary on YouTube.
Oh, it is on YouTube?
Yeah, if you just look for Drew, the man behind the poster on YouTube, you can watch the documentary and get to know him a little better. I think it's a great documentary. You should check it out.
Yeah, Sharky did a great job. He's got a great handle on documentaries, clearly, with that one and the Floyd Norman one. And he even did the American Tail poster, which I was surprised. Lot of fun stuff. Mallrats. Oh, what I wanted to mention is, like, towards the end, he kind of retires, but doesn't. But he does. He's got a great run of all the prequel Star Wars movies and the Harry Potter. Another great story is this Hellboy poster that's in this page was never used. The studio, for some reason, decided to use like a Photoshop thing. Like, he did this whole thing, and then they didn't even fucking use it. And I forget, I think Kevin Smith goes and buys it off of him. It's in the documentary. But I was like, why would you not want a Drew Struzan poster for your movie? And then the last one he does is for his documentary, 2013, for the documentary itself. It's a little self-portrait. So, amazing career. And
he didn't do the Floyd Norman one, the cover?
I don't know. That's not in here. No, that was afterwards. So he may have been done, like, working.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought the Floyd Norman was done by him.
He might have. But the last one they have here is for the documentary, 2013. Anyways, listener, Drew Struzan, check it out. Let us know which one is your favorite. You can join this conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. Very good. There is a link in the episode description, and you will meet other listeners. Spoiler threads, a lot of fun stuff over there. I want to know, what is your favorite Drew Struzan poster? Moving on, fellas. Okay, we're going to lighten it up a little. Fun story. After that.
Well done.
Yes. Way to start with the bummer. I know, but it's important. He's an important person. This other person is also important. Jim Carrey, who's had a kind of a crazy career in the past, like, 10, 20 years. He kind of took a break from acting, mentioned retiring, joked about retiring, but kind of he just wanted to take a break. So he doesn't do a movie for 4 years between 2016 and 2020 and comes back with Sonic the Hedgehog, playing Dr. Robotnik, which I have not seen any of these Sonic movies, but I hear he is fantastic in all of them. Ruggs, have you seen any of these Sonic movies?
He's Jim Carrey. That's all you need to know.
But it's like good Jim Carrey, like good entertaining Jim Carrey.
It's Jim Carrey. That's all I can tell you.
He does.
I mean, he's doing his voices. That's and his,
great. That's what you want from Jim Carrey. He's been in all three, and now I guess he just wants to do like kids movies. He is in talks to be in a live action Jetsons movie that's might be directed by Colin Trevorrow, and he will presumably be playing George Jetson. So, Anthony, does the Jetsons mean anything to you, first of all?
No.
Really?
I mean, I know what it is,
yeah?
but I've never been a big Jetsons guy.
Man, it ran for 3 seasons, and then there was a couple more seasons in the 80s, but I've probably watched every episode of the Jetsons. I watched a lot of television and cartoons.
Oh, no. You watch a lot of television? No way.
I love the Jetsons. Ruggs, what do you think about the Jetsons?
They're part of my childhood.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Jetsons. Why not? Flintstones, Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, all that shit, tough guy.
It was, hey, tough guy. I watched all that shit. I watched the He-Man show.
I watched all that shit, tough guy.
Yeah, Joe, tough guy. What do you got?
Yeah.
Anyways, I just think his career is very interesting, and this is an interesting choice. So this does nothing for you, Anthony, but I think it could be a cool, fun, retro futuristic movie. And I just wonder what happened to Jim Carrey sometimes, because he gave us some great shit.
He's collecting checks.
He is collecting checks.
He's getting the easy money.
Yeah.
He did doing some light lifting there.
He did a TV show on Apple, I think, kidding. for like 20 episodes, which that was kind of weird. But
You're excited to see Jim Carrey do the Jetsons?
I think I am. I think because I went and I watched the intro to the show again. I was like, oh, this is some great shit with George and Elroy and Astro and
With Colin Trevorrow directing?
Colin Trevorrow directing.
Do you think there's going to be a talking dog on this one?
Well, he just goes, whoa, what we watch? It sounds like Scooby-Doo. That's how he does. Jane, get me off this crazy thing. I mean, it's fun. A Spacely Space Sprockets and
Who's playing Jane Jetson? Do you
I
think?
don't know. This is all in early development, but I was like, Jim Carrey if he just does these like kids movies now, he's kind of like Eddie Murphy went through that phase in his career where he just wanted to make family movies. Now Jim Carrey's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's all I got with Jim Carrey. Listen, it was a slow news week. Let's move on to this next thing, which is we're gonna hard shift from the Jetsons to Game of
Thank God
Thrones.
that I don't have a soundboard.
To Game of Thrones.
Oh shit.
No, that was this one. Be like,
Not funny.
Dun, 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 dun. That'd be how we feel about that one.
That's the Price is Right. Yeah, I think that's the Price.
Yes.
Listen, I'll clip that for next week. You tell me when to use it.
there you go.
Yes. Let's move on to Game of Thrones, you guys.
This is going great.
I have that.
This is going great.
More funny.
Okay, double hit.
Oh,
Double hit for you. No, Game of Thrones.
What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Oh man, see, I knew someone was going to ask, and
you weren't ready.
And of course I wasn't ready. I would actually pick like a serious role, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I haven't seen it. I guess
Is so good. He's so good in it. And he plays the opposite character he would normally play.
What about you, Ruggs?
I don't know. I mean, I like Dumb and Dumber is a classic.
Yeah.
The first movie I think of is Dumb and Dumber.
I mean, but he's been in a lot of things and he's been funny in a lot.
I mean, he's great as Ace Ventura. He's great as the Cable Guy. So
I like him in the movie where he can't lie, even though it's super kiddie.
Liar, Liar. Yeah, that's a fun movie. I mean, I used to watch him on In Living Color. Like, I knew this guy from In Living Color. He's like, this fucking crazy guy can stretch his face into any shape he wants. It's wild.
He's got a face that like he really emotes when he fucking is tough when he's acting.
The first thing he was in 1981, a TV movie called Rubberface.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he in Once Bitten too?
Yes. Once Bitten. He was in.
That's the first time I ever saw him.
Peggy Sue Got Married. Was he in Once Bitten? He was in Peggy Sue Got Married. When was one? Yeah, he was in Once Bitten too, right before Peggy Sue Got Married. So this is the mid 80s, Jim Carrey. Yeah. Then he gets into Living Color in the 90s and has a great career. Truman Show is also fantastic.
Truman Show. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, enough about the Jim Carrey.
He's still alive, so we could.
Yeah,
he's still alive, and he's making all the old cartoons and video games. That's what he's in now.
That's what he's in that stage of the career. I think
he's like in the same Jack Black stage. He's just trying to get
a little bit,
Jumanji,
a little bit, trying to get some Minecraft money.
That's right.
Excuse me, Minecraft money.
Chicken jockey.
Oh my God! They're making a sequel to that movie, which of course why wouldn't they? But I don't think it makes another $1 billion because you kind of like blew your load with the first one. Really,
it might make $600-700 million.
I don't think they
really. You don't think it'll make? I think Minecraft is just huge.
It's huge, but they did the chicken jockey thing. How do they replicate?
Yeah, but I think I don't know anything about Minecraft. So my opinion is like worth less than the pubes on Imran's nuts, but
they're worth a lot because you don't know what color you're gonna get.
That's true. Those are taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh God, though I feel like Minecraft, like that was such a hit.
Yeah,
and kids just going in there and acting a fool. I think they can just milk that forever.
I mean, but then they gotta go in there and throw popcorn in their drinks again and get on each other's shoulders. They need another chicken jockey thing. I don't know what's in the game, but I don't know. I feel like it won't be the same because it's never the same as the first time, but it could still be big, and they're gonna milk the shit out of it, which they probably should.
Right?
Yeah.
Roblox is the other one that's like even bigger than Minecraft, and I'm surprised somebody hasn't done that. I know Disney has Fortnite. So if these big studios are smart,
Fortnite, they got to make a game movie for that.
If they were smart, you do a Fortnite movie, you do a Roblox movie, and then you keep the Minecraft. and everything will be great.
None of these games have good.
They don't have stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the games have stories. They're like, just do whatever you want. So you got to make some bullshit up. Good luck with
When's
that.
the last time a game had a great story besides Resident Evil or something?
I mean, Last of Us.
Last of Us, right? Yeah, they made a movie of that.
Yeah, they already did this shit. Speaking of Last of Us, this next thing is kind of like Last of Us, Game of Thrones.
Oh, similar.
A second spin-off after House of the Dragon. They put out their first trailer for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is coming out January 18th on HBO Max. Little bit of information here as far as the timeline. The show is kind of right in between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. Meaning in this time, the Targaryens are still in charge, but the dragons are all dead. And there's no magic. And I think it's like 50 years after dragons have died off. Another interesting thing I learned, this series will consist of 6 30-minute episodes. And after watching this trailer, this is all very different for this franchise.
6 30-minute episodes.
6 30-minute.
So it's 3 hours of footage.
It's a 3-hour movie. 6 30-minute episodes. And the tone of this trailer also kind of very different from Game of Thrones shit. There's no lords or ladies or kings or dragons, and there's a lot of comedy. Anthony, we love the Game of Thrones. You got to look at this. What sticks out? What'd you like? What's going on?
Yeah, this one is not as like they're not following the families that are fighting for power. It looks like they're following this night that everyone thinks is a joke. So it's more. It seems to be more of the trailer almost was played a little bit for laughs at times.
Yeah, there's a definite comedic tone in this.
Yeah, and more of a like an underdog story maybe. So it's a little bit of a different angle for Game of Thrones. Which if you're going to make these spin-offs, I'd be interested in something that's a little different like that. I mean, for me, Game of Thrones as a whole has been pretty awesome, except the last season of the flagship title,
season 8. Outside of that,
which is a hell of a terrible way to end.
Yeah, if you just ignore that,
but if you ignore that, the red track record is good. So I think this will be. I think this is gonna be good. I didn't look into. I just watched it, so I didn't look into who's directing it. If it's the same guys or the same showrunners as any other Game of Thrones. I don't know any of the history other than it's saying it's part of Game of Thrones.
Ruggs, what's your take on this point of view of the common folk instead of the upper class? We are going to be hanging out. It looks very Renaissance fair at times in here.
It looks like shit, if you ask me.
Yeah, you don't like it, huh?
It looks like a cheesy CW type show. It doesn't even look like it's HBO quality. So I don't like this. Not that you can't do comedy. I mean, even Game of Thrones had some comedic things in it here and there.
Right.
But it just doesn't feel like it's even in the same universe.
So, from what I understand, these books are different. They're novellas, they're shorter, and it is the tale of Duncan the Tall and his little sidekick, Egg, which is like another, older guy with a younger sidekick, like Last of Us thing going on. But they're shorter, and it's more about, and I'm not sure if these are stories in this world or these are like real characters. But it's more character drama and actually kind of comedic, but grim also, but a lot of heart. So this is all very different for this franchise. But like you said, Anthony, I want to see, it's going to be cool to see something different because we're getting the other stuff in the other shows. And it's HBO. So, I mean, I feel like it's going to be quality despite that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Despite that, it does look kind of CW-ish, but it's just because of the setting. It's not in.
I will agree. When I was watching, I'm a little bit more positive on it, but when I did watch the trailer, I thought to myself, this looks pretty TV, which is not normally the thought I have when I'm looking at a Game of Thrones thing.
And the thing is, in this time, there's no magic, there's no dragons. It's going to have to be just following this guy, and hopefully it's enjoyable. And that the fact that it's 30-minute episodes, there may not be a lot of story, but, some of the jousting scenes look cool, but yeah, I think it's just going to be it's just focused on these two and their adventures. It's different. I don't know. 30-minute episodes is wild, though. This is a Game of Thrones show that's 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Crazy. This is crazy.
It's a
This
little
is crazy.
I have my doubts.
This is crazy.
The bald kid is cute. Come on. You gotta
What?
love a good bald kid. Huh? I don't know. Looks like an egg. It's got an egg. Got an egg.
The bald kid is cute.
I also heard they may not use like the same opening theme or not even have an opening credits to make it more different than the other two shows. And the guy does the music is not doing the music for this. So I don't really know any of these people in this show. I'm looking at the cast list. But no idea. Peter Claffey playing Sir Duncan Dunk the Tall. No idea about him. But January, we will get to check it out. Okay, last thing here. I put in something that made Ruggs angry.
Yes.
Because Predator Badlands put out a 1-minute clip. Look, I don't need to sell this to us. I didn't need this clip. And yes, I would also, I don't want to be spoiled. I want to wait for the movie, but I couldn't help checking it out. But it ties into the larger thing I wanted to bring up is that the rating has come out for this movie. It comes out November 7th. And this will be the first movie in the Predator franchise outside of AVP that will be PG-13. It won't have an R rating.
It's a huge mistake, but you know.
But the guys talked about it, and if you watch the clip, it may not be a mistake, and it may actually be brilliant. Because do you know where I'm going? Because there are no humans in this movie. There's creatures and there's synthetic people. And so they can do violent things. You just can't have red blood. So in this clip, you see him cutting up some things, and it's like glowy and sparking. If they just change the color, they can still do gory things and have the benefit of a wider audience with a PG-13 rating. Anthony, are you worried?
When I read that it wasn't PG-13 or was PG-13, I was also like, oh, damn, that's not what you want to see. The Predator movie, Alien movies, I don't think they should ever be PG-13. The explanation makes me feel a little better, and I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt just because I like this director.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of footage that I liked, so I'm still high on the movie, but it did damper a little my enthusiasm that it wasn't R-rated.
If you look to Godzilla X Kong, when Kong rips open that thing and it's green blood,
yeah,
they could never have done that to PG-13 if the blood was red.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe you got a little method to your madness, Imran.
So if you simply change the color, you can't get away from some, and you can push PG-13, right? So I feel like it may be okay. And
I understand they're trying to get as many people under the tent
it's
as
going to
possible.
sell more tickets for sure.
But yeah, we'll see.
He's also talked about some of the weapons we're going to see here and how he was excited because in the other stuff he did, Dan Trachtenberg, I'm talking about Prey, which was set in 1700s, Killer set in different eras. He had to stick to period weapons, but he's like, we're in the future, so he's got laser bows and laser swords and shit. So that's cool. I'm still, excited.
Geek boner.
I just didn't want to watch this clip.
No, I understand.
I feel like you're like, hey, watch another clip of this movie. I'm like, I'm gonna watch the whole fucking movie before I even get in the theater.
Anthony, this clip just has him like slicing up some plant monsters and escaping. Would it do anything for you? What'd you think? Yay, nay, thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's all right. I mean, it's a 1-minute clip of him fighting plant monsters. You've seen it in the trailer, so it's just an extended part of something you see in the trailer. It was all right.
I thought it looked pretty good. I thought it looks good. It's fun.
You will eat up anything at this point, huh? Right?
And the CG look good. The boobs look good. The action,
what?
The moves. And
I thought you said the boobs.
The boobs look good.
Oh,
is there female predators? Do they have boobs? Will we see them? This is what's keeping me watching this movie. No, that's not.
Jesus.
Yes. Anyways,
let's move on, please.
Yes. No, we're
tough week with news.
Yes, it was slow. Listen, I had a really hard time. I hope you appreciate the effort. We're done here.
Yeah, well done.
We'll take a break, you bastards. Play some promos and come back and talk about Poltergeist right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies, TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher, Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you like this show, this is a great time to support the show and join our Patreon fan club. Simply visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
There's a link in the episode description, and you can give back on a monthly or annual basis. And for as little as $3 a month, you get access to stuff like a bonus exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out a little bit early. There are instant reactions of movies right after we see them, bonus movie reviews, bonus content, hours of bonus things. Both you guys put up some Patreon content this week. We will discuss those at the end of the show. You can also join us for our monthly virtual hangout on Discord. We just had one last week. Lots of fun. Great to see everyone. The next one will be Thursday, November 20th, the week before Thanksgiving. It'll be a fun time. And other fun stuff, all on the Patreon page. Go there, visit, check it, join it today. Okay, fellas, let's get into this week's movie review. We will be discussing 1982 horror classic Poltergeist. Here's your spoilers for like a 43-year-old.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
How did we land on this movie, Anthony?
Well, there was a little bit of an off week here with nothing that we normally would talk about being either ending or being released. So the month of October, we're recording this 11 days before Halloween. Usually around this time, if we have a movie we can talk about, we'll pick a horror film. I think we did something like this last year.
Oh, yeah. We went through all the firsts of the Trinity here, the great
slashers.
Yeah, that was great. Oh, the slashers.
Friday the 13th.
That was fun.
And Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that was great.
So this one, we're doing Poltergeist, which is one of the, I think AFI has it one of the 100 best films ever, or so, I don't know what. Maybe they don't. But this is a horror classic, and 2 of the 3 of us, I believe, hadn't ever seen it.
Yeah. This is on a lot of lists of best horror movies, and then I found out you had never seen it, and I was like, "Oh,
you haven't seen it, right?"
Me? Oh, just wait. I've told this story. I can't believe you don't remember. Just wait till we get to that part. Boy, do I have a connection to this film.
You're the ghost.
I am the Geist.
Yeah,
Imran Geist. The movie should have been called Imran Geist. That was me. Anyways, movie originally released June 4th, 1982. And this whole franchise, this idea comes from Steven Spielberg, created by Steven Spielberg. This movie directed by Tobe Hooper, who had done Texas Chainsaw Massacre before, known for that. But it's written by Steven Spielberg, Michael Grace, and Mark Victor from a story by Spielberg. It goes on to have a couple of sequels and kind of a little franchise. Poltergeist 2, The Other Side in 1986, Poltergeist 3 in 1988, and then they remake the fucking thing, Poltergeist, in 2015.
I didn't even know that existed.
Sam Rockwell's in that one. I had no idea. Didn't do well. And there was also a television show, Poltergeist, The Legacy, in the late 90s. This movie originally nominated for 3 Academy Awards: Original Score, Sound Effects, and Best Visual Effects. On the Rotten Tomatoes, currently Poltergeist is at 87% tomato meter. Critics, 79% popcorn meter. On Metacritic, they're giving it a 79 as well. Is there a letterbox for this, Anthony?
3.5.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, right?
It's decent.
That's
It's
decent.
like all right. It's anything above like the 3 to 3.5 is like a decent movie.
Okay, I like that. This movie was made for $10,1982 and goes on to finish domestically $77 million. It was a big hit in 1982, becoming the 8th highest grossing film of 1982. It goes on to kind of be a cult hit. Anthony, what are some of those 1982 movies? I got a link in here.
Oh,
Right
shit.
there.
Let me click on that fucking link for you. 1982. What's 1982 look like? Let's do in-year releases. So 1982, let's do the top 10.
Yeah.
Number 1 that year, a movie that Steven Spielberg was had a little involvement in, E.T.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tootsie. Number 3, An Officer and a Gentleman. I don't know what that is.
Oh, come on. That's Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Carrying the lady.
4, Rocky 3. Great movie.
Nice. Tootsie's also
5,
good.
Porky's.
Oh, Porky's. Yeah. 82.
6, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Oh, shit. We did that one.
Number 7, 48 Hours.
Nice.
Great
8,
movie.
Poltergeist, which we're going to talk about. 9, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's Sybil Shepherd. I've never seen it.
And then 10 is Annie.
Oh, the musical Annie. Listen.
And then other movies, just noteworthy movies from that year. Gandhi.
Yeah.
First Blood.
Yeah. This is a great year.
Conan the Barbarian.
That's right, baby.
Tron.
Yes.
Blade Runner. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, man. Fast Times.
The Road Warrior. And The Thing, which we reviewed.
Yeah. Man, what a year. That's a great fucking year.
Bunch of other movies. There's a lot of other movies.
Raiders? Did Raiders come out in 82 or 81?
No, Raiders is a re-release. That's a re-release.
Oh, it was the 82 re-release. Wow, yeah, they were re-releasing
Hanky Panky came out that year.
It's 82 was quite a year. A lot of Drew Struzan posters in 82 as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go back and look them up. But yeah, good year. Going back to the writing, Spielberg wanted Stephen King to co-write the screenplay, but he was unavailable. This movie stars Craig T. Nelson as the dad, Steve Freeling, Joe Beth Williams as the mom, Diane, Dominique Dunn as older teenage daughter, Dana Freeling, Heather O'Rourke as very adorable younger daughter, Carol Ann, and Oliver Robbins as weird middle brother, Robbie Freeling. Other notables, you have Zelda Rubinstein playing Tangina, Richard Lawson and Beatrice Straight, and this other Michael McManus playing some investigators. But that's your main cast there. This movie is PG. I want everybody to keep that in mind. This is 1982. This is a PG rated movie. Runs 1 hour and 54. Before we get into everybody's history with the movie, Anthony, what happens in Poltergeist?
Hello. Poltergeist is about this family that a family of 5 who suddenly, through their youngest daughter, starts experience weird, strange phenomena in their house, and only their daughter can communicate with the phenomena that is happening in this house, and they have to deal with that throughout the entire movie.
The entity in their house. And Poltergeist is a word meaning what, Ruggs?
Noisy ghost.
Yes, essentially a supernatural that likes to make noise and rattle things and becomes a common term. I don't know if a lot of people even used the word before this movie came out. Anyways, Anthony, so you had never seen this, but you've heard of the movie?
Oh, you definitely have heard of it, never seen it.
You never seen any clips or anything? What did you hear about it?
I didn't even know really what it was about. I knew it was kind of a ghost film.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, I knew it was an iconic franchise within the horror universe, and that was about it. I kind of knew it was about a haunted house, but not even really that either. And it's a little different than a haunted house in terms of its definition too.
Yeah, but it is. You're right. It is kind of a haunted house movie there. Ruggs, what's your history with this movie?
I only saw the last 15 minutes or so of this movie on TV one time.
When?
And I thought I had seen the whole movie.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, sometime in like the 90s or something.
Okay.
I thought it was the whole movie because like it seems like the last
it's where everything happens.
Movie is it's a movie in and of itself.
Yeah.
So, I was like, so I never saw the complete movie. No.
Oh, so this is the first time you watched the whole thing.
And I don't think you need to. I think you can just watch
it's possible you don't. I see your point there. Here's my history with this movie. And I've mentioned this and you fuckers don't remember. Longtime listeners may remember. But I'm going to take you back. It's 1982. Picture it.
How old are you?
I'm a small, brown, 6-year-old boy. I am brown still. And I am being babysit by my teenage cousins.
What were their names?
If it was all of them, it was Amr, Faraz, and Anila.
Okay, like good to set the scene.
They were a little bit older, but they would take me out to the park. They were into skateboards. So for some reason, they decide while they're babysitting me when I'm 6 in 1982 that they're going to go see a movie. Guess what movie they take me to go see? A 6-year-old. Now, it's a PG movie. We go to see Poltergeist. So
at the movie theater?
At the movie theater. And this is technically the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater at 6 years old. Yes.
Oh, shit.
At 1982, because I have flashes of memories first of arriving at the theater. But I was 6. Parts of this movie traumatized me and have been stuck in my head for 44 years now. You don't understand. This movie has been with me my whole life.
When you see something that little, like I think from the time that you're 5,
it's one of my earliest memories.
4 or 5, it gets burned into your
yeah.
It's kind of burned into your brain.
Anything disturbing, not only does it burn into your brain, but you almost exaggerate it because there's, not to take this about me, but there's movies that I've seen as a kid that I thought, wow, that was really violent. I don't ever want to watch that again. And then I watch it as an adult. I'm like, oh, that's not bad at all.
And that moment happened to me rewatching this movie just the other day. But I will point out the moments that fucking stuck with me my whole life. And was it responsible of them to take me to this movie? I don't know. But at the same time,
no, not a 6-year-old.
It wasn't PG. It wasn't like an R-rated movie, right? They were like, oh, PG. But good God.
PG
back in
those days was parental guidance.
Right.
Meaning that you had to decide if it was good enough for your kid.
So they made the wrong decision. Clearly.
Oh,
now,
shit.
PG just means it's for kids.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Did you make it through the whole movie?
Yeah.
Did you have to cover your eyes at all? Or what was the reaction? You can't leave it at that. I want to know what happened.
I'm trying to remember, and I just have like these flashes of images in my head from the movie and me maybe covering my eyes.
Did they roll you out in a wheelchair after because you were catatonic?
I mean, I must have been crying by the end of it. I don't remember. I'm actually, I'm going to ask them if they even remember taking me to this. I meant to do that before this episode. I didn't get a chance to.
Shut that goddamn kid up.
Because I want to know what you were thinking and how I reacted. I must have been it freaked me out. I'm telling you, the image is burned in my head. Like, it's one of my earliest memories.
It's always your older cousin that fucks you over. And that same thing happened to me with Jaws. It was not at the movies. It was just at their house.
Yeah.
And my older cousins, they were watching, we're going to watch Jaws tonight while they babysat me. And I was like, I was 5. I think. I don't remember how old.
Even their mom, when she would babysit me, she would take me to see weird movies too that were not appropriate. I don't know what it was with these people, but it happened a couple times.
You still keep in touch with them?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that was the fork in the road.
No, I don't even know if my parents knew any of this happened.
I don't think they would have allowed that.
So that is all to say, this movie has a special place in my heart. Anthony, first time watching it now with today's lens, what did you think of Poltergeist?
So I watched the movie for the first time, as you mentioned, and this is one of those movies where I like the 80s movies, don't get me wrong. But there are things that get released in the 80s where if you watch them now for the first time, you're just going to go, well, that was it?
Yeah.
And this is one of those movies for me where I understand at the time, you have to watch these with the lens of, okay, if I saw this at the time, maybe I would have thought it was scary. I watched it now, and while I think it's entertaining at parts, and it's definitely got more of Steven Spielberg's fingerprints all over it than Tobe Hooper, in my opinion.
There's a reason for that.
So it does have that like kind of whimsical 80s thing. There are so many things in this movie where I'm like, just get the fuck out of the house. Why are you guys still there?
Why don't you just
but
leave?
I do like that the fact that like they give them a reason to stay, and it's not just like, well, why are you just continue living here and no one believes you? Like right away they flip that and go, oh, everyone knows it's haunted, like right away.
Yeah.
But overall, I was like, I can see why people would have liked it at the time. I don't know, for me watching it now, it didn't have much of an impact on me. I just went, oh, there are some cute scenes and all that, but I mean, the special effects are really aged. The tone to me is not scary at all. And there's some stuff with the plot like right away there. I'm just like, well, why are you guys just hanging out in the fucking house?
Well, that's a horror movie 101 is like,
yeah, no, but there's like, yeah, it's just dumb shit. So I was just like, this is all right.
okay.
I didn't see this and go like, when I watched the first Halloween or the first Friday the 13th, I was like, oh, these like, they're not scary. None of those movies are scary to me, but this one was more to me really childish, other than the scene where he's ripping off his face. But
but and then there is, we'll get into it later, there is a whole curse around this movie after it was made and stuff, and it's
kind of unfortunate.
It's kind of crazy. Ruggs, what about you? Watching the whole thing finally.
It gave me like Ghostbusters vibes for a little bit. Without the comedy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It made me feel like I was watching something in the same realm of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I'm expecting like them to bust through the door any second, we got this.
There's ectoplasm and goo in here, like in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff the way that they did the effects in Ghostbusters is a lot like the way they did it here.
Yes.
So, and it has a little bit of that interplay. Technically, I feel like it's par for what they were doing at the time. Ghostbusters is a big movie. This was a big movie. It wasn't meant to be a horror movie. It was meant to be like a Spielberg horror movie, which is a little bit more accessible.
Yeah.
And I think it's an okay like movie that anybody can watch. You don't have to be into ghosts and shit. You don't have to be into horror. It's kind of a very accessible movie. But I also think, just like Anthony said, there's some wacky script shit in here that they're just acting so normal, and there's fucking crazy shit going on upstairs. They're just completely like, we're just don't go up the stairs, don't touch the door.
They're just living with it.
We're just gonna live.
Yeah,
our daughter's captured. Whatever.
See, I kind of love that. It's kind of different.
But let me just jump in and then you can get your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's one of my like gripes with the like 80s films. I think a lot of people, maybe even you guys, sometimes give a pass to, and Ruggs isn't giving it a pass now, but there's things that you guys just would not let happen today that you're like, oh, 80s, whatever, it's cool.
Well, the 80s, I think the difference is I think that the type of filmmaking that they made in the 80s was like where they started with the beginning of the blockbuster and all that stuff. All these movies had to be like really dumb. Because I don't know why they were so dumb, but a lot of them were very dumb.
Yeah.
Like Jaws wasn't. That was a little bit more cerebral. But a lot of these movies there's nothing much to them. And that was the attitude. It wasn't the writers or necessarily it was the people making the movies were like, we got to get to this. And that was just their way of filmmaking. It was really, I don't know, dumbed down is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Real dumb. I mean, like the way the family is acting, where they're just living in the house and the daughter's captured and they're just like, oh, we're going to tell a bedtime story now. It's like, what the fuck? Your fucking daughter's captured. There's a fucking ghost in the house.
I think now that it's more egregious now because we've grown up watching movies. We know the language of movies. We know the language of storytelling, and we know whether or not that we know it. Like we've seen enough stuff, we've consumed enough things to start to see the patterns. Like there wasn't like a film going society at that point. Right. It just started becoming that, like that blockbuster. Like everybody go to the movies and talk about. Like people would just go to the movies and not think about them afterwards. There wasn't like the Siskel and Ebert type reviews and all that stuff that kind of brought it to the forefront and like people starting to criticize movies.
Right.
So these movies would just do whatever.
Right.
And you could see it plain as day in a lot of these movies. E.T. is a little bit better thought out.
Right.
Some of the prime ones are thought out a little bit better, but this one was clearly, I don't know what was going on with the script at all.
Oh,
sorry, Imran. We want to hear what your thoughts were rewatching this again. Oh my God.
Because it means a lot for me personally. But what really works in this movie is, you guys touched on it a little bit, the Spielberg-esque family drama, that it really becomes a movie about this family trying to save their daughter. And that's why I buy that they don't want to leave, because their daughter is somewhere in a dimension and the mom's not leaving until she gets her.
No, wait, real quick. I don't disagree with it. They give you a good hook for why they have to stay.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is before that, she's just like, oh, husband, there's a ghost. Look at this.
Later
on, when they're in the house and the daughter's captured, there's parts of this movie where they're just living their life as if like,
well, I don't know how much.
Fuck, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Our daughter's captured. Whatever.
I don't know how long she was in there, but it seemed like some time has passed. But that moment where they're like amused by the ghost instead of being scared, I thought that was really charming and different. It was a little bit of a flip where they're like, oh my God, look at these fun tricks this ghost could do. And they set up that it's playful, and then you find out it's not playful.
Well, there is one ghost. It's not playful. I got a question for you, Rimrun, real quick.
Yeah.
Because you're the one with the deepest connection to this film.
Yes.
So I'm going to flip this on its head and ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen the film, this is the first time you've ever rewatched the film.
No, I mean, I've seen it over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I watched all the 2 and 3 I've seen.
You love it. It obviously has a special place for you, which makes sense. What were the scenes that now you've rewatched it where they bring back the memories of you as a kid in the theater?
That's very easy. And this, listen, the other thing you got to really appreciate is these practical special effects. There's tons of them throughout the movie. And for the time, I think they're very good. So right away, they established the fucking creepy tree. They established the counting between the lightning and the thunder. And then that scene where the storm's coming and he's counting and it's getting shorter and shorter. And the fucking tree busts through the window, grabs the kid and swallows him. No, that fucking traumatized me. Because anytime out of my window I saw the shadow of a tree, I swear to God, I thought about that fucking thing. Okay? That was number one. There's plenty here. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The other one you also touched on. And I remember vividly when I rewatched the scene where the guy, after the meat moves and becomes raw and there's maggots and he goes to wash his face and his face starts peeling off. Watching it now, obviously it's a dummy.
You see it right away, yeah.
But my whole life in my head, that shit was real. That was a real face and the face was peeling off and you saw the skull. And that was another scene that left a mark on me. I remembered.
That reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones.
Yes, when his
Indiana
face
Jones.
Yes.
Or even Terminator when he's cutting his eye off.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very Terminator.
But that scene, when that happens, I went, oh, shit. Like,
it's a PG movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Oh, they fucking snuck that in? How'd they get that through?
It's a fucking PG movie and a guy rips his face off.
Man, that's you 80s kids got fucked up.
God, and the whole time Tangina going, Carolyn, get into the light, Carolyn. Was she supposed to go in the light? Is the light bad? Make up your fucking mind.
I was confused.
Yes.
What was going on? Why was she like directing her to the light, but then telling not to go to the light?
It was.
I think
it was the light.
Okay, so this is what happened. This is my analysis.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get everybody close to the light, and so they eventually all these entities get sucked into the light, and then they
go to heaven or whatever.
They can leave this plane of existence.
Right,
but then. The dad is supposed to be feeding the rope in,
right?
And then he remembers earlier that she said not to go to the light because then she would pass on. He didn't want his daughter to pass on, so he started pulling the rope back, and he ended up pulling the entity out. And then the big skull head comes through the door.
Part's awesome.
So that means that he fucked up the spell. So when the lady said that the house is clear, it wasn't clear.
It wasn't clean. Yeah, she goes, "This house is clean" at the end, and clearly wasn't. Because, I see, because he shouldn't have pulled back and the thing gets through.
She's like, don't do that. But I don't know why she would claim that the house is clean when he fucked that up. But
look, this little girl, Carol Ann, and that whole bit where she goes.
Which one? The little girl or the little voodoo whisperer or whatever?
Not Tangina.
She's pretty little.
She's great. Tangina's a great character. And she comes in and explains everything. But her up against a screen with static, looking back, going, they're here. That shit was huge. That's fucking iconic scene that lived on forever. Even the opening is so creepy. And this is like kind of a time capsule of a time where TV went off the air. And I don't know how many people can relate to this, but at some point TV will go off the air with the national anthem. We'll cut to
it'll just stop.
It was done. There was only 5 channels.
Or if I don't remember it going off the air, but I do remember if you went to the wrong channel on your antenna, it would go.
Yes, that static you don't really see a lot anymore, right?
You get color bars. You get color bars,
but the static don't exist. And that was another thing that scared me my whole life because the opening is fucking creepy. Where she comes up and she's the way she's talking to the ghosts, answering questions. And like, I swear my whole life, whenever there was static, I heard fucking voices. I heard voices.
That's when you started smoking weed.
That's what I was like, I need to quell the voices.
You can hear them better.
But this girl was 5 years old when she filmed this movie. She is so cute and innocent, and like the performance is amazing. Like even when like the bird dies, and then right away she's like, "Can I have a goldfish now?" Like it's really cute. She was so great. I love all the Star Wars stuff in the background and aliens. Like these kids, and he's reading Marvel comics. Here's another great scene that I didn't realize what was happening until I was much older watching this movie. Is the parents smoking a fucking joint at night?
Yeah.
It's so great. I was like, it's the 80s. And he spills the weed all over the bed because he can't do it. He gives it to his wife. And I'm like, bro, you're wasting all that herb. What the fuck? What kind of stoners are you?
A classic 80s thing that will never happen now is the construction guys hitting on a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's another great thing from
and like not only
80s.
hitting on her, but like it really got like catcalling her.
Yes.
I not only that's out there, but also the dude just like coming in and eating out of the kitchen, and the wife is just like, stop.
Yeah.
That's all she like. I would have been like, you're never working here again. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, no one would take that shit
takes
now.
Takes grace, Mrs. Freeling. He's like, get the fuck out, you stealing their coffee and shit, eating pancakes. Fucking hilarious.
Well, I think that they knew each other because they work on all the houses in the
the guys like in real estate. And
here's another odd thing.
Yeah,
that when they have the ghost people over to like observe the house.
Yes, the investigators.
Right, and the dude, before he rips off his face, he goes into the kitchen.
Yeah. He's just helping himself.
So does he just have like carte blanche to eat whatever he wants? So he just takes a full fucking steak out.
Yeah.
And not only does he take the steak out.
Was that his steak? Or did
I don't know, but he's like, he takes the steak out, and then this motherfucker throws it on the counter without a plate underneath it.
That's true. He just lays it on. He didn't wipe it down.
There's some wacky shit.
And then he takes a chicken drumstick and sticks it in his mouth. What is going on?
Like,
how do these people eat?
They were like, just help yourself. Make yourself at
I've
home.
never seen anyone throw a steak on the counter like that.
No, listen. Remember back in the 80s, they're cutting pizza with scissors, all right?
Yes, Cobra is cutting pizza with scissors. He slaps the steak on the counter.
I was more thrown off by that than the people staying in the house with the ghosts.
Yeah. Well, you want to know my favorite thing about that particular scientist?
Yeah.
He's always skeptical that there's ghosts in that place. He's like, maybe it's the humidity. I'm like, you just fucking saw a ghost.
Your face came off.
You don't believe this shit?
You saw these spirits there on your camera. You recorded it.
They just had a thing happen.
Maybe it's
and
an
he's
electrical
like, let me go maybe there's some humidity in here.
A lot of little odd quirks like that, which makes the movie more. It makes the movie more like, oh, that's the 80s, and it does have that appeal where I'm like, oh,
makes
that's
it more
kind of
fun
cute
to talk about.
It is, yeah.
Here's another weird thing. It's another thing that stuck with me. The creepy clown doll. First of all, who's making this toy? Why are you buying this toy for your fucking kid? Wait, it's the fucking creepiest clown doll. Why do you have it? And then the thing grabbing him under the bed. Oh, fuck no. I was afraid of under my bed for a long time.
But then he kills that thing. He rips it apart.
He does rip it apart. And that's the second kidnapping attempt.
What about the mom in the bathtub? Why are you filming her in the bathtub?
Oh, yeah, that's a weird whole segment where they're just showing that they're like relaxed. I thought something was going to happen in the bathtub.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is nothing going to happen.
Nothing happens.
She's naked and the mom's naked. She's like in the bathtub, like she's dyeing her hair.
Well, the structure of that plot isn't it like right before that, before she's in the bathtub and the kids are going to sleep, doesn't she and the husband say that they're going to stay at a hotel that night?
Well, they're moving. They're in the middle of moving after.
But don't they say to the daughter, come home tonight, we're going to be staying at a motel or whatever?
I think they were on their way, maybe? Yeah.
But then the kids go to sleep.
The dad said, we'll just let them conk out and then we'll just wake them up and take them to the hotel.
Oh, I see. I missed that.
But
here's the.
It just looked.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been directed that way.
Yeah.
It should have been like, okay, there should have been some lines that are just like, all right, you can put your heads down, but daddy's going to come home and we're going to leave.
Yeah.
Or something like
they
that.
accidentally fall asleep or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. But then it was like, I was watching it going, yeah, aren't they fucking moving tonight?
Yeah.
They were in the middle of moving. At least they're leaving the house. Not quick enough.
Like they just busted a ghost a day ago.
I would have got the fuck out
and
of
they
there.
set up the room. They set up the room. They put the bed back. Everything.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
no, you're supposed to be leaving.
The room got trashed. I do love like some of the effects in the beginning where the kitchen chairs restack and it's one single take where the camera pans away and it comes back, and then people just come in and put the chairs on there, off camera. Like, great effect. It's a great jump scare. And I noticed somebody put this video together. M. Night does the same thing in The Sixth Sense. A similar one take, passes over, and then it comes back and all the drawers and shit are open in the kitchen. I don't know if you remember that in The Sixth Sense. But that's always another iconic scene that stuck in my head, is that in the beginning they're playful. There are some weird edits in this movie. Did you guys notice when she's like telling the story of the chair, it like cuts in the middle of her sentence to them at their neighbors, asking him, and they act like they're all stoned talking to their neighbor. Did you notice that, Ruggs?
I don't remember. I don't
remember that at all.
It was very weird. And then the whole thing about, similar to Jaws, the real bad guy is like real estate developers, because they have built all these communities on top of moved cemeteries.
You moved the headstone.
It's a great line. You son of a bitch. You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies. And corpses start popping out of the pool. I remember that shit scared the shit out of me.
Was that guy who was the I'm going on a tangent here.
Yeah.
Was the guy who was the real estate guy? Wasn't he like the guy on all the Pathmark commercials from the 80s? Do you remember him?
Well, that might have been a regional commercial, Pathmark.
Oh, okay.
There was speaking of like, who's this guy or that guy?
Yeah.
One of the construction workers is the Native American in Predator.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy who's making
That's his
those
chest.
Yeah. The kissy things at the 16-year-old girl.
Yeah. He's in 48 Hours too. He's one of the bad guys. But if you look up his career, I think
he's been in a bunch of things.
I think he moonlighted in some porn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one is he?
The Native American guy.
I got to find his name.
You got to look that guy up. You might not want to after you're done. But I noticed him right away.
What kind of porn are we talking about? Like regular
I heard
porn,
on the rewatchables,
or spicy porn?
I think you do get to see like his nice Native American bush and
is he the bulldozer driver?
I don't remember. He was definitely outside. He's in the movie. It's 1000% he's in the movie.
Well, there's your 6 degrees of I can't find who this guy is.
I can tell you.
Yeah, you know his whole filmography.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly who he is.
What else is some fun stuff, some in-camera effects, like a little hallway stretch, the room flipping.
Sonny Latham.
Oh, Sonny Latham.
He's in the movie.
Sonny Latham plays pool worker number 2. Okay. Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He was a Predator, 48 Hours. He was in the Warriors. He was a cop in the Warriors. He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. He was also in some Korn.
What are those Korn titles? I wonder if does IMDb count that?
At the beginning of his acting career, he was an actor in some pornographic films for financial reasons. He also posed nude for Playgirl.
Oh.
So take that.
He just like Stallone started in a porn. Didn't Stallone also?
Yeah, sure.
Honeycup, Slippery When Wet. These might be some of those movies here from the 70s. I'm looking. He was in something called The Ganja Express. This guy has been in everything. Wow. Hardcastle McCormick. Anyways, back to the special effects. The hallway stretch, dolly zoom is great. When she's getting thrown around the room, they built a rotating room. The director and the cameraman locked in, and they're also turning as she crawls. That looked pretty good.
Nightmare on Elm Street had to have been inspired by that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
They did the same thing.
Yeah.
That one. This was first, though.
This was first. I think the Nightmare on Elm Street one is more iconic, but this one is, you can definitely see the inspiration.
Yeah, then the hands coming out and that big, you see the demon head, which was kind of fun. And then some of the ghosts. What was some of the other ones? The goo going into the portal and coming out all covered in goo. And when she gets there, it's great. And then the skeletons.
I mean, you're missing the biggest one, which to me is the best one in the movie, because like a lot of this stuff to me was a little bit dated.
Yeah.
It's cute, but it's dated.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
When the house collapses on itself.
The implosion of the house. Yes, I remember watching something about the making of that, and it was kind of cool. The house.
I don't know
implosion,
how they did that.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it was I can't remember. It was either wires or they did it in reverse, but they had rigged this model and it just pulled itself in with a bunch of wires. I remember watching something about that, but it looks great. So I really appreciate the special. There's so many special effects and so many scenes. You got that big fleshy portal at the end of the movie with the fucking rope thing coming out, and it gets crazy.
I was expecting the villain from Ghostbusters 2 to just stroll out of there.
Vigo.
Vigo,
the Carpathian or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, with the slime and the ooze. Yeah, you see the ooze coming out of the door cracks. It did remind me a lot of Ghostbusters, which was after this also.
I know.
Yeah. It all builds on each other, huh?
It could have been a crossover episode.
There's also at the very end, there's weird edits where like Dana shows up and then they just drive off, but you never see Dana get in the car. And I was
you
like,
do. It's
do?
a really bad shot, like because she gets in the car, but the camera's not on her. You could just barely
it's
see her
off
get in.
camera.
Yeah, no, it's in camera, but the shot is she's obscured because you're looking at the sun.
Oh,
is in the frame, and she comes in right. And the door slams and they leave, and you don't even get to see her sit up.
When they drove off, I was like, "This Dana in that fucking car?"
No, I thought that too, but I watched it a second time.
And then talk about the comedy. Like, there's some funny lines, and the end bit is like a great punchline where they're all defeated. They enter their hotel room. There's a beat. The door opens, and they just shove the TV out. It's fucking hilarious. Come on, that's still a great ending.
There's a line where the guy's like, he's telling his daughter, okay, we're going to go to the hotel tonight. And she's like, I know that place.
Oh, shit, I missed that. Oh, no. Why does she know that place?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's some weird edits, but you do have the American suburb setting, which we have found a lot in horror movies. And it's just weird. This is a PG horror movie. I don't know.
When I watched this movie, I looked up to see if this or Amityville Horror came out first.
Amityville came out first, and it's similar.
Right. But, I mean, this is probably one of the movies, along with Amityville Horror, that inspired the whole haunted house trend, right?
Yeah.
The switch on this is like the house isn't necessarily haunted. It's like the people, the spirits are like unsettled, right?
And they even explain poltergeist versus hauntings, right? In the movie, They tell you hauntings are to a specific location, and a poltergeist is tied to a place. The other thing they did a little differently is haunted house movies usually were like these gothic manors, like it was a certain type of house. They turned just a suburban house into a haunted house.
Well, they didn't have like a religious aspect in this either.
Right. Yeah. Yes. It was just demons because...
And they right away show that everyone acknowledges the ghosts, but pretty most part, except the one guy that we talked about that for whatever reason thinks it's humidity or something.
Yeah.
Like Tangina is a psychic medium, so they knew who to call.
Well, it is a weird setup. So the beginning of the movie, the girl sees the ghost. She gets abducted by the ghost, right?
They want her life force.
The movie becomes the ring. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Then they call this lady in with her two flunkies.
Yeah, they can't do nothing.
They see it and they're like, we can't fucking do anything.
We can't fuck with this thing.
And then they bring in the other lady, and then she thinks that she solves it. And then the next day, they're still there, and then the fucking shit, all the real shit happens.
Yeah. Then the beast tries again to snatch Carol Ann.
It's just a really weird. It's a weirdly put together movie. I think.
Very weirdly paced. I agree. They do say that again. The whole horror movie trope where it's the fake out ending. You think everything's fine, and then it's not done.
Yeah.
They do that here too.
Yeah, where she says the house is clean and it's not. And in the sequels,
everyone's living fine and it's not.
The sequels, the beast continues to try to snatch Carol Ann. Sequels.
Have you seen the sequels?
Yeah, they're not good.
Really?
They're not good. Don't worry about those. Don't worry about any of those other. Even the remake. All you need is the first Poltergeist. Effects done by Industrial Light and Magic. And,
LM.
Yep. Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars in 1982. He liked the movie. Now, here's a couple interesting things.
But I heard Siskel didn't like it.
Oh, I don't know. I just looked up his review. I didn't see. Maybe Siskel gave it a thumbs down.
So
Ebert gave it a thumbs up.
Ebert
They were split.
They
were split.
Siskel 1.5 stars.
Oh shit! Siskel did not like it.
No, Ebert did.
I liked Ebert more than Siskel anyway. So I was more.
Siskel's a Chicago guy.
Yeah, no, both of them
had a stick up his ass.
Siskel was an asshole. I was always like Roger Ebert was the guy I always thought had I had the same thoughts I had basically or whatever. I was always like, I trust Ebert.
Here's Siskel's quote. Here, I'll give you Ebert's quote and Siskel's quote.
Yeah.
Ebert, 3.5 stars out of 4. An effective thriller, not so much because of the special effects as because Hooper and Spielberg have tried to see the movie's strange events through the eyes of family members instead of just standing back and letting the special effects overwhelm the cast along with the audience.
Yeah.
So you like the family story.
Yeah.
Gene Siskel, 1.5 stars out of 4. Poltergeist is very good at getting the details of suburban life right. In other words, it sets the stage beautifully. But when it comes time for the terror to begin, the whole thing is very, very silly.
Okay. I mean, I can see it's a little silly.
Well, look, it's a PG horror
Yeah.
movie.
And when
it's meant for the whole family to enjoy.
Well, let me tell you, when you're 6, it's really effective. I'll tell you that much. I can tell you that for a fact. Now, here's why it feels like a Steven Spielberg movie is essentially, it turns out from various sources who are out there talking years later, Spielberg essentially ghost directed the movie. He was on set a lot. Problem was, he's working on E.T., contractually obligated to not work on anything else. E.T. comes out a week later from this movie, but he was on set. Zelda Rubinstein, who played Tangina, even said he directed me the whole time I was on set. He would set up the shots. Tobe would call action and cut, and he was kind of new, but he enjoyed the collaboration. So Spielberg essentially directs this movie and kind of rules the summer with Poltergeist and E.T. coming out back to back. Of course, E.T. overshadows it, becomes fucking huge.
This is definitely way more Spielberg than it is Tobe Hooper.
So,
Tobe Hooper is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's nothing like this.
No, and like these articles every so often come out where, like, just recently people were like, it's actually is a Tobe Hooper movie. He did direct a lot of it, but he was class. So it went back and forth. And then when the movie came out, Steven publishes a letter to Tobe Hooper in the Hollywood Reporter saying it was great collaborating with you. This is your movie, blah, blah, blah. It was a very weird situation, but there was also some litigation about who gets directing credit because of how much time he was there. But I think the Spielberg-esque shit keeps it engaging, right? The family drama, to me, kept it engaging. Let's get to the curse.
Yeah, he has a way in terms of manipulating the audience to, you immediately care about the little kid. Then you have like the whimsical music and a lot of this horror stuff is very palatable, so a lot of people can watch it. Spielberg does a good job with making it more accessible to a lot of different people.
It's that Spielberg magic.
It is.
Yeah,
it makes it a little more broad audience. The dog was great too. The golden retriever. I love this little guy. He was always barking at
the whole movie. I was like, please don't fucking kill the dog.
I know.
Don't kill that
the
goddamn
dog.
dog.
Is trying to warn them too. He's barking at where the energy is, and he's acting weird. They don't.
I was more impressed with the dog's acting than the wife.
Oh, JoBeth Williams? Come on. She's been in a lot of things. Craig T. Nelson.
The dog was great.
The dog was really good.
I didn't think very much of the woman, so there you go.
You know Craig T. Nelson? He went on to be Coach in that show,
I know
Coach.
that.
Yeah, so.
No, I know him as the villain in
Action Jackson.
Oh, that's right. He was over the top.
He knows like karate.
Yeah, he was over the top villain in that movie. That was great. But JoBeth Williams, she did a lot of 80s stuff, I guess.
Okay.
What else? No, fun movie. Let's get to the curse, because one of the rumors before I get to the curse, and I don't know if it's been debunked. The rumor was they used real skeletons instead of fake ones because it was cheaper to buy real skeletons in the movie. That's what JoBeth Williams had heard.
Well, who has these human skeletons? Who's selling human skeletons?
Do people sell fucking skeletons, bro?
I don't think so. I don't know.
But she said she asked one of the set guys, and he said we bought them.
That's like one of the old. That's like one of those old like 70s, 80s wives' tales that I don't believe.
Yeah. But the curse actually gets a little serious here, as 4 cast members from this movie and the sequels die during or after filming and the release of these movies. Now, this is all it could be all circumstantial, but it is a little weird. And I remember hearing this growing up. I remember this curse. Let's start with Dominique Dunn, played Dana, the teenage daughter. She was murdered by her ex-boyfriend in 1982, just months after the movies came out.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now, this is the craziest one. Heather O'Rourke. Little Heather O'Rourke. So cute. So good in this role. She does the second movie. She does the third movie. She's 12 years old. They had misdiagnosed her with Crohn's disease a couple of years earlier. And in 1988, at the age of 12, she has an intestinal blockage that leads to septic shock. Because of the misdiagnosis of Crohn's, she had something else. And she dies shortly after the release of Poltergeist 3. In fact, if you watch 2, and especially 3, her face is a little puffier. And it was due to the medicine they were giving her for the Crohn's, which she didn't actually need. But that one was always crazy to me, that she should have been really good. Like, she was so empathic at 5. acting in these movies. Like she had a great career, but that's crazy. Little Heather O'Rourke, poor Carol Ann. And then there's a character.
Yeah, that one's sad too.
That one's crazy. In the second movie, the third movie, there's a character, Reverend Henry Kane, played by Julian Beck. He dies of cancer in 1985 before the second film comes out. And then this guy, Will Sampson, who played the role of Taylor, died in 1987. So those are a little more natural deaths. This one's weird. So Richard Lawson, who was the investigators, he was the black guy who in the movie. He survived a plane crash in 1992 in which all the other passengers died, and he was the only survivor. He's also kind of strange. And all this they blame to either on a shooting on a native burial ground or the real skeletons. I don't know. I don't know if it was cursed, but this is all just happened at the same time and appears as a curse.
It's very unfortunate,
but it's sad and kind of crazy that these things happen to this franchise and these people. But it just made the movie that much more, kind of.
There's more mystique around the movie for
like
sure.
The Crow, and you always think of Carol Ann.
Or you think about like Bruce Lee's last movie and all those types of things, right?
But still, I still rather. I mean, even with its 1982 special effects, I think it's a fun movie. It holds up.
I thought you were going to worth it.
What, worth it for them dying? No.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm done. But I still like watching this again. Yeah, brought up a lot of memories.
So, how many times have you seen this movie?
I don't know. Over the years, whenever it's on, I would catch it.
Gotcha.
So, but it's weird because I realized this is the first fucking movie I saw in the movie theater at 6 years old. Technically, it suddenly hit me, and I'm over the trauma. It fucked me up. It may explain some things, right? But I think I survived.
Maybe that's why you're like so like on pins and needles all the time.
Yeah, because I saw a guy ripping his face off when I was 6. That's gonna do it to you. The fuck.
The fuck.
Anyways, Anthony, give me a number. Final thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, watching the movie 43 years after it originally came out and having no real tie to it other than knowing it's one of the most iconic franchises within horror creates a weird viewing experience where I'm expecting something, but I have to also take myself back to the 80s. And I didn't really know what it was about. And I didn't know that it was right when it flashes PG. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Right?
Watching a PG horror movie?
Yeah. Weird.
It is fun. It's an easy watch.
Mm-hmm.
I bet, like I said, for its time, it was probably really scary for me. It's not scary at all.
Yeah.
But it's an easy watch. It's light. There is some cool stuff. There's some really fucking stupid stuff that I can't get over. But overall, I mean, I don't think it like hit me the same way like a Halloween or watching,
sure,
like I said, Friday the 13th, not necessarily Friday the 13th, but Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So, horror is not my jam, but this isn't really to me that much, that's scary of a horror movie.
Right.
I'm going to rate it the same. I'm going to give the rating, the number I am giving it is the same as your age when you first saw it. 6 out of 10.
A 6, you bastard. All right. That's fair.
But I don't have the personal connection to this at all. So.
All right. No, that's interesting. Seeing it now.
Yeah.
Rugs.
If I'm going to give this a rating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it is a classic. It's a classic film.
100%.
I think it's a good entry level film for horror. Like if you're a kid watching horror, I think it's a good entry level film because it's kind of made not everything with the pot smoking and the getting hit on by older men and everything.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that are probably, but I think that entry level wise, if you're like a 10-year-old kid or something and you watch this as your first horror movie, I think it's fine. You're going to be too dumb to know anything better. What's happening? You might not. You might be a smart kid and be like, this is stupid. But I think it does its job. I think the effects are dated now. And but there's still some magic there. There's still a little bit of magic there. So I'm going to say a 6.5 for sure. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a great 80s time capsule movie. If you're into watching, everything Spielberg made, you definitely got to watch this.
Not only that, but also if you're like just a horror buff and you want to rewatch or watch the classics, I think this is essential, right?
It is wild that it's a PG horror movie, but let me tell you again, when you're 6, all that shit was real to me. All that shit, it was real. It all happened. And because of that, I'm giving it an 8. I think it's still a fun fucking movie. And it's almost like a must watch for classic horror movies, classic 80s movies. It's kind of important to where, ILM pushing effects, practical effects are just fun to watch. I still dig it. I still dig it. All right. Good stuff. Let's finish with some what are we watching? Are we all caught up on Gen V? The penultimate episode aired last week. Episode 7. You guys, yes? Rugs?
Yeah, I watched the last
You
episode.
watched it. All right, a few spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Because I do want to mention, a dude comes out of another dude's asshole.
Oh, shit.
That was wild.
You act like you've never seen that
How'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about that, Anthony?
I mean, compared to what we've seen on Gen V and The Boys, I mean, it's just par for the course at this point.
Par for the course, but it's still, I was like, oh, hell no. And not only that, there's other dudes up there.
I mean, we've seen a dude get small and go in another dude's dick to jack him off, so
and then explode him
at that point,
by sneezing. But that was fun. And
but that was fun.
That was fun. I believe we called the big twist last week. Do you recall?
What do we call?
Last week I was like, is it possible Godolkin is actually controlling Cypher?
Oh, did you bring that up?
Said that shit.
I think both of us, kind of
said that shit, and that shit happened. So I don't know if it was predictable, but what do we think of this? The big setup here for the finale. That dude, it was some other dude, and Godolkin has now been healed by fucking Marie. She can heal a lot. She should heal Kate. She fucking heals this fucking wrinkly old man who's like 100 something. I don't know how old he is. He's walking around killing weak soups now.
I mean, I thought it was a decent twist that keeps me engaged to watch this final episode. And I don't get me wrong, I think I've for the most part enjoyed the series, although I think I'm a little more tired of it.
Yeah.
But I hate when series or movies rely on someone like just acting like impulsive and stupid to like make a situation worse, and that's what they did here.
Like Boy Cavalier in the entire Alien Earth.
Yeah, where Marie is just jumping in and being like, I know what's best for everybody.
She
has like very limited like evidence to support what she thinks.
You mean her healing him?
Yeah, right. And her like going in there by herself and being like, I can do all this, and this is what we need to do. And it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of, for me, it's just an annoying plot point, but I am intrigued to watch the finale.
Yeah, they had no idea. They never asked themselves, why is he caring for Godolkin? What's in it for him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like,
no.
Why would he, if he's keeping this guy alive, for what reason?
He's keeping himself alive.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that's obvious.
So he was smacking himself. That's hilarious. Then he took a belt to himself.
What's the mechanics there? So did he put the other guy's consciousness in his old body, or was he just?
I don't know. That guy's name is he's like, I'm Doug Brightbill.
No, he just pushed him out.
Yeah,
he just pushed to take over his body.
So then when the other guy that's old, when he's like all old and like reacting to stuff, is it just like a mindless body, or what's happening there?
I think it's still Godolkin because he was answering.
He's slapping.
No, he's doing it to himself.
Got it. Okay.
Because he was answering.
His body's like weak and he can't do anything. And
gotcha. So he's getting frustrated.
She was talking to him and he was answering her questions as Godolkin while he's just frustrated. And
so he's just like flipping between both.
Yeah, it's a little self-flagellation there, almost.
Yeah.
But he's also very powerful because he can control multiple people at the same time.
Yeah. So this is going to be a problem. Yeah, that scene was great, actually, though, when he made them all fight each other. I thought
that was good.
The fight scene was fucking great when Polarity came in. That was fun to watch. So I'm still in. It is a little samey and repetitive, and like we've seen all this shit, but I know this is going to lead right into Boys Season 5, which is their last season. So I'm still in to see where this is all going. But
I mean, it could be worse.
It could be a lot worse.
It's not great, but it could be way worse. So
if it leads to like somebody being able to actually take Homelander down, and that's a part of the next, that could be interesting. It could be way worse. It's still fun.
We'll do a
though.
full review next week, right?
Yeah, next week is the finale. Anthony, you got to see a fun movie at an interesting location this week.
That's right.
Why don't you tell us about it?
What movies did I watch? Well, I watched 2 movies this week.
Oh.
And I put reviews for both on Patreon.
Oh, what was the other one? I missed it.
Roofman.
Oh, right. Roofman.
Roofman.
Tell me about Roofman.
Roofman I really liked.
Really?
Channing Tatum. Yeah, it's about a true story where this criminal that robs McDonald's through the roof, and he's like a good guy. He's just doing it for his family. He escapes prison and then lives in a Toys R Us for a year or two and develops a relationship outside with like real people while also like staying hidden. That movie's actually pretty good. I wish it was getting more buzz because it's like it feels like a late 90s, early 2000s movie. It's just like a comedy thriller type movie.
But like
and I think Channing
romance
Tatum,
also in there.
And there's romance. Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
I think Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst are really good in this movie.
How about
They have a
Dinklage?
really good relationship. What?
Dinklage.
Dinklage is funny. He's like the Toys R Us boss.
Oh, okay.
That's like kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But also doesn't realize that this dude's like living in his store. So you've just got a lot of hijinks where this guy, it's like a Mrs. Doubtfire type situation where this guy is like living 2 lives and you know that the jig is going to end at some point. So there's that tension there. Except this one is like he's lying up to the Kirsten Dunst about who he is, and he's also living in a toy store, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, there's just funny things throughout the movie, but it's also like, it's like a good role for Channing Tatum. I thought he was really good in this.
Okay. I've heard mixed things about it, but it's interesting. You like it.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the guy's name is like Kevin Manchester, Derek I forgot what his name is, but it actually did happen. The guy lived in like a Toys R Us and then a Circuit City, and then would like donate toys to kids.
Wow.
But the toys were the stolen toys from the Toys R Us.
Because the trailer, like, it seemed like 2 different tones. I was like, oh, this is like a crime thriller escape, but then it's like a rom-com also at the end.
No, I think the tones actually blend really well.
Okay.
I think it's funny, but it's also got like very heartfelt, and like by the end, not me, but there's a pretty emotional end. So,
okay.
Yeah. Jeffrey Manchester is the guy.
I'm definitely, when it hits streaming, I definitely do want to watch it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then the next movie was on my list. It was one of the movies I almost put in my top 5 anticipated.
Yeah.
It was Just an Accident.
Yeah.
Which is the Palme d'Or winner, which from Cannes Film Festival, meaning it was the best film from Cannes.
Won the festival. Nice.
And a lot of Oscar buzz around it, directed by Jafar Panahi. So Jafar Panahi's an Iranian director that has been put in jail a few times by his own government because of the films he makes.
Wow.
So he decided to make a movie about basically this dude who comes across a guy that he thinks was his capturer in Iran.
Oh.
And he captures him to get revenge on him, but he's not for sure. He doesn't know for sure if the guy he's captured was his torturer because he was blindfolded the entire time.
He never saw.
So throughout the movie, he's trying to track down other people that can confirm if this is the guy or not. So that's the premise of the movie. And I saw that it was being released this week in limited, and I just like Googled where I could see it, and it was at my local AMC, which used to be the ArcLight. So I said, fuck it, I'll just go buy a ticket. And then I didn't realize that the ticket I bought was actually because it's the one of 2 showings for the Chicago Film Festival these next 2 weeks in Chicago.
Is it International Film Festival?
Yeah, Chicago International Film Festival.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's not as big as the big ones, but I mean, they get a lot of the movies that people want to see that have been at the previous film festival. Like Frankenstein's there.
Oh, wow.
The new Knives Out movie is there. Like there's a lot of the hoity-toity cinephile movies are all there. So yeah, I ended up seeing the movie ended up going to a film festival, and they have like different lines for different movies. So it's like you can buy a ticket, but then there's like a standby line. So they'll like have people in line, and if you don't show up to your seat 15 minutes before the film, they'll start to put people in at standby. Yeah. So it was like completely packed theater.
Wow.
And like no trailers, literally just have a person come up, thanks for coming, no phone, blah 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 blah, and enjoy the movie, and then the movie just starts.
Wow.
And then there's like a red carpet like part and movie press there, and then outside. This was at AMC New City. They had like the Criterion Closet, which is a thing for like cinephiles on the internet, where they have this like big truck full of all these Criterion films and people in line, and you have to stand in line and get to go in there and buy like movies at 40% off, and you get like 3 minutes in there.
Oh,
so like this whole thing. But yeah, I had no idea that I was fucking even part of this. I enjoyed the movie. It is a little bit talky and slow, and the way he had to film it, like apparently like very covert.
Yeah.
So the filming is very like simple. It's only like a couple sets. It's very long takes. A lot of it's like very dark comedy, like where there's like ridiculous situation where they're like have a guy's body in the trunk and they're trying to figure out what to do with him.
Yeah.
But the ending is a complete banger. So
Wow.
I don't know that I'd be like, this is a great movie that I would say, a lot of people are going to enjoy, but I did, I was entertained, and I'd probably rate it like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, no, I've been hearing about this movie, and I've been kind of interested. But the fact that he like filmed it on the fly, so he's not going to get grabbed by the government,
Right.
is
So he's
wild.
probably this movie will probably get like some sort of Oscar buzz in like Best Picture, Best Director, like nominations.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing about.
Look at you, your first film festival then?
That was my first one.
He's all grown up. He's grown up and he's grown up. Anthony Polanski is now birth.
That's me.
Yeah. First
I was
film
sitting next to a
festival.
guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this these next 2 weeks."
Oh, he's
like,
going to see all of them.
Well, yeah, well, you can't see every movie because they're at different different theaters and different times. But I was like, what movie is this? He's like, this is my second movie of the day. I'm seeing 4. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Would you go spend all day and watch all these movies? That could be fun, but it's a lot.
It can be fun. The only problem is you have to like get in line. Like the seats aren't assigned.
Oh.
You have to like get in line early to get a decent seat. And I didn't do that. So I was probably in like the 4th row. And that kind of affected my movie experience because I was getting a headache looking at the fucking theater, looking at the screen.
All the way up close.
Yeah, it was. I don't like sitting that close, but that was like all that was available. So I don't know if I could just like spend the entire day in line to like potentially get a good seat.
Oh my God, I'm looking at the website and the schedule, and there's movies from starting at 12 all day long.
All day.
October today, there was a 1:30 was the Frankenstein screening.
Right, and they're doing
Holy
Frankenstein.
shit.
Sisu 2 is premiering there.
Oh, so some of these movies are premiering here. Oh my God. Oh, why didn't I go to this? This is fun.
Maybe next year, Ron, I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah, holy shit.
Well, there you go. That's what I've
Very
seen.
interesting. Okay, Ruggs, what do you got?
Well, speaking of Frankenstein,
Yeah. Did you see it?
I fucking wanted to watch Frankenstein, but it's like it's playing in 2 theaters in New York. 2, just 2 theaters. One of them is the Angelica, which you can watch movies there, but it's one of those theaters where it's like it's really long and narrow. And
Yeah, I remember that. Yes. There's
it's really it's just a strange place to watch movies. Not too bad, but I mean, I would watch it there.
The pitch
But
is
then-
really high, right? In that theater?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then there's another movie there, which is there's an Alamo in like in Wall Street area, Tribeca.
Yeah.
That's really tough to get to. It's a pain in the ass. And their theaters are really, really small. And so all the seats are gone.
Anthony, look at this. Look at this Fandango link he put in here.
Yeah,
this theater has 5 rows of seating. 5.
I know. It's like they put it in the fucking. I might as well watch it at home.
Yes.
Maybe that back row might be all right.
Yeah.
You
So,
have to sit in the back.
But 5:30 on a Friday and to getting into Manhattan might be kind of tough.
Oh God.
it's not going to happen. But I'm going to try and see it this weekend if I can.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know when it's coming out wide, but it's on my list to see.
But why aren't they putting it out a little bit wider? There's 2 theaters in New York. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
kinda
so
crazy.
Netflix does this. They have to release the movie in New York and LA, but they don't want to be qualify for Oscars, but they don't want to like ape into their streaming.
Right.
So
They
they'll
still want
they'll
people
do,
to watch it. on
they'll do the
Netflix.
bare minimum and just put
Oh,
it in like
man.
a couple theaters just to like qualify for Oscars. So that's why you
man.
like you're getting like this kind of experience.
That's
I
that's
I don't like
annoying.
it. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I mean, at least if you're going to do that, at least release it on Netflix before Halloween.
Right.
It's going to come out after Halloween, and that's going to adds to the vibes, man.
Mm.
You got to. So anyway, so I had to get my fucking Frankenstein vibes because they're fucking me over right now with this shit Netflix. So I was like, let me watch some of the classic Frankenstein movies. They're on Peacock. So you got The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, and then the sequel, which is Son of Frankenstein.
In the 30s. You watching movies from the 30s.
That's right, baby. And I enjoyed them. I never watched Bride of Frankenstein. I never watched Son of Frankenstein either.
I haven't seen either of those.
And Bride of Frankenstein I liked the direction. I think James Whale was the director of that. And he did some really cool stuff, especially when they're bringing Frankenstein to life and everything. It was pretty cool. Or the Bride of Frankenstein to life, I mean. That was pretty cool. But if you don't know the story of the original book, Frankenstein, the monster, wants Dr. Frankenstein to make him a friend, someone to hang out with because he's lonely. And then he decides not to do it. He's about to do it. He's about to get this girl and make him a bride. And then he decides to destroy her. And that's when Frankenstein decides that he's going to fucking go ape shit and kill everybody that he knows. So in this version, some other scientist this is weird if you ever watch this movie. He discovers how to make people grow people like funguses, from a petri dish.
Whoa.
But he can't make them normal size.
They're tiny.
So he's like, listen, he goes to Frankenstein. So basically at the end of the first Frankenstein, you think Frankenstein and his monster are burned and killed at the end of the movie. Yeah. But they're both alive.
Of course.
Because it's a sequel. And so the scientist who can make little people goes to Dr. Frankenstein. So if we work together, we can create fucking crazy shit, whatever. And he's like, fuck you. I'm not doing anything again. I'm done with this. So then he finds the monster, befriends him, and convinces him to yo, you got to scare the shit out of Frankenstein and tell him to make you a wife. And he's like, I want a wife. Mm-hmm. And in this one, Frankenstein talks because he learns how to talk. And it's kind of neat. It's kind of
these are all Boris Karloff Frankensteins.
Yeah, both of them Boris Karloff. Then son of Frankenstein is so that Frankenstein guy, he dies, and his son inherits everything. His son is barely knew his father, was been away at boarding school his whole life, but he inherits everything, and he leaves him all of his notes and says this is my legacy. I leave it to you. Do what you will with it, whatever. And he becomes getting obsessed with finishing his father's work. And I'll tell you then, basically, guess who's back? It's the monster. So
Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi and Basil Rathbone in that one.
Was Bela Lugosi in this?
That's what it says in the thing. Igor. It says he played Igor.
Oh, Bela Lugosi played Igor? I did not know that. Oh, that's crazy.
Two heavy hitters in Lugosi and Karloff.
Oh yeah, Igor's pretty creepy. But yeah, it was. It was a little bit more low budget than Bride of Frankenstein was high quality, and then Son of Frankenstein was a lesser quality. But I still enjoyed both of them. They were, they're not perfect films. They're only an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes each.
I was wondering how much movies cost in 1935. Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, cost $397,000. This is it's about $11.5 million in today's money. It's interesting.
Well, yeah, I enjoyed those movies. And then you were talking about on the Discord, you're talking about you watched a John Candy documentary.
Oh yeah, no, I mentioned that last week. I Like Me, the John Candy documentary is fantastic.
So I started watching it, and then I started watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where the line "I Like Me" is from.
Yes, it comes from that movie. I Like Me.
Yeah. And you got to watch that if you haven't seen it in a while.
It's fantastic.
It's a John Hughes film with all the John Hughes cameos you could think of. It's Steve Martin and John Candy. They're trying to travel back home to Thanksgiving dinner, but circumstances basically made them have to be together, and they don't like each other, or actually Steve Martin doesn't like John Candy. And it's about a friendship that kind of happens through all of these fucking crazy things that they go through.
Anthony, have you ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I have not. It is on my list, but yeah, I've just never gotten around to it.
I feel like if you like Home Alone and all that shit,
it is honestly one of my favorite John Hughes movies. It is a comedy classic, and maybe it's a great Thanksgiving movie. I feel like maybe this around Thanksgiving we might have to review it because
I wouldn't mind.
It is fantastic. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's fucking John Candy, Steve Martin, two greats. But yeah, so yeah, and you guys can check out more thoughts on those movies on our Patreon as you guys turned in all those reviews. I have one TV show recommendation. There's a show on HBO I caught up on and actually had its final episode. It's called Task. It's 7 episodes. It stars Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey are your two main leads. Martha Plimpton is also in this. It's about Mark Ruffalo playing this
FBI agent that is the head of this task force that is investigating this crew that's hitting these stash houses of this biker gang. And they seem to have inside information and know when the deal goes down, and then they get hit and they steal their money. That is the basic premise. It is from the creator of Mayor of Easttown. So there's a lot of weird Pennsylvania accents on here, and they say things like, "Oh, where's your phone?" Or "Let me give you a cup of water." But outside of that, it is some of the best fucking crime, thriller, drama, layered, nuanced writing and characters. All of these characters have multiple things going on as this story unfolds, and it's all very interesting. There's the beginning episode 6 has an amazing fucking shootout where the story just ramps up as the episodes go by. It's just solid thriller TV show storytelling. It's really good. It's only 7 episodes. They're all out now. So
I might check it out.
I would check it out. I never watched Mayor of Easttown. If you like any of those kind of shows, this is kind of the same vibe. But Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey are fucking amazing. There's definitely going to be some Emmy Awards handed out for the writing and the acting. I was surprised. It's a really good show. The end of the first episode has a great fucking cliffhanger hook, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta see what happens. It's very good. Highly recommend Task. And I hope Rugboy gets to see Frankenstein.
I'll see if it happens.
It'll happen. Sure. Next week, we will be reviewing the Gen V Season 2 finale and the whole season. And maybe something else. I don't know. Tune in. Find out. Rugs, where can the listener find you online?
Rugboy Show on X. Come follow me.
Anthony, you going back to the film festival?
No, I will be in Seattle this week.
Oh,
so
it'll be raining. It's always
it'll be raining, yeah.
It'll be lacking sleep in Seattle.
Yeah, you saw they have naked bike rides there too. You saw one here, remember? And then there was a big one out there just recently. So I'm saying, look out for the.
Is that what you're trying to get me to look out?
Look out for the naked bike riders when you're crossing the street. They just come out of nowhere, apparently, in Portland and Seattle. I don't know. Never been.
All right.
I've never been there. I don't know. What I do know, listener, is if you go to our website, jockandnerd.com, you will find out all the ways to subscribe, to follow, to get in touch, to support. Check it out. Just share the show. It's the best thing you could do. Costs you nothing and means the world to us. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it.
My balls was hot.
Jock and Nerd.